I don't know how we're gonna do this. Because I want to flame her up.
Light on the aggression.
We're going to be very...
Light on the aggression.
We're gonna come at her.
We're not gonna come at anyone.
Really nicely. Conversational.
Educational.
Educational.
Mm-hmm.
We are two homosexual men.
I don't like this.
And we have come to say our piece.
Okay.
And keep the peace.
I'm struggling. I think that anytime these clips are pulled up, it makes me so angry, like so irrationally angry, that I have to retroactively like calm myself down.
Yeah.
Because it's so infuriating to listen to.
What was the reason? What was the reason? What was the reason?
Jackie Hill Perry speaks very eloquently upon topics from a very wrong perspective. She is loud, articulate, and wrong. And there might be parts of what she says that are right, but then the deeply rooted homophobic rhetoric rears its ugly head in every sentence that she formulates, probably coming from a deeply personal experience that she's having with a level of denial that she's experiencing.
If you ever see a person that speaks with that amount of eloquence, with their colloquialisms, if they were to be speaking to one of us that also have eloquence of speech, they will glitch. The actual truth makes them glitch. But let's roll the tape. First clip.
Explain homosexuality as a Christian. Should we shut our mouths?
No. All Christians are obligated and justified in saying something about sexuality, just because first and foremost we're ambassadors. That's a part of the Great Commission, is to teach people to obey all that God has commanded. I don't think we should feel like just because that's not my struggle, I get to opt out of the conversation, when really the fundamental struggle is the struggle against sin. Share that, right? And so there is a sense in which you do know what it's like to have an affection for something that you should not have an affection for. And you know what it's like to put that to death, and to put it to death again, and to put it to death again. Even if you're a straight man, you know what it's like to live in a society that says, why are you sleeping with one woman? That's silly. Having these cultural voices that try to lie to you. If we start to see that there is symmetry between the struggles, even in the distinctions, then maybe that would give us more courage to actually say something.
And this is my problem with this conversation. It's like, wait, no. And it's like throw up.
How did this start off?
Sexuality as a Christian. Should we shut our mouths?
Should we shut our mouths? Yes.
Yes.
Shut your mouth. This is not your life. This is not your business. Typically, if you're speaking about a homosexual person and you are not a homosexual, you don't know anything about what you're talking about.
Well, why did she say yes?
Because she's stupid. I mean, what?
The answer is no.
What do you
should
mean?
not be worried about what we're doing in our bedroom.
Not us. Anybody. Okay? That's not you. Somebody's sexual activity in the bedroom is their business. 100%.
She said something about their obligation as Christians are to address people based on the commandments. None of the 10 commandments say anything about homosexuality.
They do not.
None of the 10 commandments list all 10 of them. And that's the problem that I have with y'all, is that y'all think that you are somehow introducing this concept of religion and Jesus and Christianity to the gays.
For the first time.
And we've come from that religious institution ourselves, so we know all the colloquialisms, and we, for the most part, all the catchphrases. For the most part, I know my word probably more than you, Miss Jackie Hill Perry. And no, none of the commandments state that. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know what she knows, what she doesn't know. She probably spends day and night reading the Bible and,
so sorry,
burning herself with a cigarette butt every time she thinks about a woman. Sexually. But if that is the life that you choose, that's fine. My issue with Jackie Hill Perry is not that instead of dating women, you decided to date a man and have a baby or babies with a man or marry a man as a woman. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, that's true.
I am a person that believes in sexual liberation, sexual freedom, freedom of choice of the way that you choose to go about living your life. I have no problem with someone being bisexual, liking both men and women, choosing to settle down with either one. But if you're not bisexual and you're just a gay person dating a person of the opposite sex just for the sake of avoiding judgment from this God that you claim is so good and so merciful and so understanding and knows you so well and made you perfect in their image, why is it that you're so flawed and you're so messed up and you have to do all this work to change yourself? And then she made a comment that states like, oh, well, it's just like a pastor sinning and being with multiple women or something like that. But that's not what modern day gay people are asking. We're asking, and she's like, the issue is with not having discipline and not following, the word of God per like having no self-control. I think is the word that she said. Gay people can have self-control. Yeah. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And that's that kind of half-truth statements that she'll make. She'll make a true statement whereas, yes, you should love yourself enough to exercise self-discipline in certain aspects of sexuality. Like, but when it comes to your choice in who you share consensual sex relations with, I'm sorry, no.
Gay people are capable of having self-control. Mm-hmm. Just because you are a gay person does not mean you lack self-control. And it is a very bigoted way and a discriminatory way to look at people and think that we all fall underneath this umbrella. It's very interesting to me how Black people understand the concept of bigotry when it comes to racism.
Mm-hmm. And Donald Trump.
But when it comes to homophobia, it's cool to ostracize those people or to paint them all with the same brush or to assume that they're all living the same lifestyle. Yeah. Yes, there's some Black people in the hood shooting them up and acting crazy, but there's also some Black people at Harvard getting their PhD and curing people from all kind of diseases and cancers and everything else under the sun. There is a wide range of what this experience can be for the individual, and you do not get to dictate that for anybody. So no, you do not get to have an opinion about. It's so interesting how these Christians understand that they don't want to be judged for even being a Christian. They call themselves being persecuted. Mm-hmm. So do I have an obligation to come up into your church and to bring my perspective to you as to how I feel that you all should change the way that you do what you do? No, I do not. I stay in my place. And back to my earlier point, which I strayed away from, my issue is not that you went and stopped being gay, according to you, and started dating men. My issue is that you're going on this whole campaign to act as if other people cannot make their own choices too. If that's your choice, to be with the man, that's fantastic. That's great. I like men too, sweetie. But you don't even like men. So that's my problem. You don't even like men. So why are you over here with a man? Sexuality is not something you have any control over. It's not something that you can just turn on and off.
And in the podcast, she said, I still have
temptations.
Desires.
I still have temptations. Okay.
What, girl? You're a gay woman. You're gay.
You're very gay. Sorry.
You're gay.
Sorry to break it to you, but you're a homosexual. That will never change. That will never change. You can date as many men as you want to. You can be married.
They have never been able to cast out children.
Because it's not a demon.
It ain't. That's the tea.
The gag is it's not a demon. It's just who people are. It's a part of who you are. Not the entirety of who you are. And there was another part of that clip where they were talking, and he was saying his brother is gay, and that his brother didn't want it to be like the conversation. And what I took from that is that his brother is like, there's more to my character and my personality than my sexual orientation, which has nothing to do with you because we're not having sex.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just interesting how y'all want to be all up in people's bedroom, all up in people, because it's really coming from a deep-seated fear of hell, of judgment. People are afraid to go to hell.
A place that's not even real.
Which is a fictional place or a heavily misinterpreted place.
Yeah, the entire thing is so exhausting. And the entire podcast is like so... Like, why? Why are you the pick-me of delivered gays? So that you can have a platform? Like, what? If you want to be straight, do that.
Well, that's not an option for her. But if you want to date men and you want to get married to a man and have babies with a man, then that is your 100% prerogative. But keep it to yourself. I mean, and this wouldn't be your ministry. I think that you maybe could find something else to talk about besides... Or to
minister about, because this is toxic. This is very toxic.
Because honestly, as a gay person, we're tired. We've been fighting all of our lives.
Yeah.
We are tired, honey. We are tired. We had to fight our parents growing up. We had to fight people at school growing up. We had to fight the people at the church growing up. We had to fight through our own insecurities and struggles of dealing with the way that the church interpreted this very real part of us that was emerging as we came into ourselves as human beings and as people. We had to deal with that and become split in two between the real us and the version of us that was acceptable to society.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you were not strong enough. You were weak. You were not strong enough to go with the person who you really were, instead of the person that society would accept you as being. And that is the version of you that we're seeing today. If you had embraced who you really were and found a healthy relationship to be in, then maybe you could be happy. But you don't look like a happy person.
That's probably why she has so much smoke for the gay experience, because a lot of gays do experience
toxic
relationships. Hello. It's very
prevalent.
Yes. You don't get this often.
Yeah.
And we cherish this. And that's why...
Peace.
Right. That's why this is so important for us to come out and speak out against this, because the level of toxicity of this whole ministry of yours is causing a lot of confusion and... confusion amongst gays and people that actually are living with this. This is their real life, and you're like...
Less than the confusion, it's making it cool to hate on gay people again. It's making it cool to otherize gay people again, to ostracize gay people again, to shun them, to shame them, to say that they don't have a place
not come to our weddings.
Can't come, you can't be friends with these people. It's just very damaging rhetoric that you're spewing out every single chance that you get. And it's not helpful. It's not useful to anybody. It's not new information. This is something that we've been dealing with since we were young. And we fought through that to get where we are today, living in our truth. Gay people know how to be happy, and they are strong. Stronger than you. You are weak. To fall into being a fractured version of yourself, talking about I'm dying every day. I'm dying to myself every day. Die again and again and again and again. I mean, what kind of life is that? Like, look, if you want to die every day 1,000 times a day and you want to be the walking dead, my love, then walk dead. But I'm going to live. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to enjoy the one life that I have. And there's ways to live life and enjoy life in a safe way. There's ways to do things in moderation without ruining yourself or ruining your body or ruining your life. A lot of people have no concept of that. So they go overboard with everything that they do. Overboard with the sex, overboard with the drugs, overboard with the alcohol. Yeah. And then y'all have to come to Jesus just to escape because the addiction is so overwhelming. And addiction exists in every demographic.
I really wish that Black people would really take a step back and realize that y'all religion is a very dark in nature. And I get it. Like, I get it. I get it. Being in a place and having community in the church and the worship songs and everything is all great, but it also has a very dark history. This is a Bible that was written by man, not just man, white men, for slavery purposes and mental slavery. A big part of slavery was mental. Slavery. Yes, mental, spiritual. A big part of the way they kept us in as slaves is having us so invested in this guy daddy that will be up on podcasts talking about homosexuality and not about how to fix our credit scores, or how to restore relationship with our mothers and fathers, or our siblings, how to be our brother's keeper, Lecrae.
Yeah, I mean, when you look to the Christian religion as a Black person, you have to look to history. You have to understand the origins of this God that you're worshiping, of this doctrine that you are basing your life off of. We have a lot of Christian friends that we love and that live by this book and live by this religion, and we are able to coexist with them in a very copacetic way because they do not judge us. They do not tell us what we should and shouldn't be doing. They live their lives and we live ours. And I don't want this to be misconstrued as what we do not respect people who are Christians.
No,
my whole family is Christian. Yeah. His family is Christian. That's not the point of this video, but this point is to say, leave us alone.
And just be critical of, be self-critical, use your critical thinking skills. That's all. Just a little bit of critical thinking.
It's difficult.
Will take you.
It's difficult for people who have accepted fictional stories to be, and mythological stories to be real history.
Yeah.
When you're looking at a mythological story and you see it not as that, but you see it as history, as something that actually happened in real time, then you are going to have a very difficult time formulating critical thoughts, because it's thought killing.
Yeah.
It's critical thinking kryptonite, basically, when you're accepting things to be factual that are actually just mythological. And those stories have a purpose to inspire us, right? But it doesn't mean that that's history.
Or that it should be used to judge people.
Yeah, absolutely not. And that'd be the main thing y'all be trying to do with it, rather than using it to better yourselves and to better other
whatever
people.
Enlightenment you're trying to achieve for your personal growth. The spirituality is very personal.
You just end up coming off nasty and hateful.
Yeah.
If you sit up in somebody's face talking about I can't come to your wedding because I don't agree with this, I don't affirm this. That is not how Jesus would act.
Yeah.
Sweetie,
Jesus will be up in that wedding turning water into wine.
Okay, officiating, if anything. Okay, this is the gag, is that y'all don't act like Jesus.
No.
Y'all are too busy trying to act like God. Y'all are busy trying to play God. That's not your place. You don't act like Jesus. You're trying to play God. And that's the problem. You're not God. Sorry. I know you're his ambassadors. But if God is God, let him be God. Let him do the fixing. Let him.
Y'all don't see a problem with that? Him?
That's
God's a him?
But in this narrative, it is a him that they're talking about. Very much so. Because he's referred to as a father in the Bible. So the God of the Bible is a he.
Should be a them, they, there, but that's another conversation.
It should be, but at the end of the day, let God be God, and you be
Jackie Hill Perry.
Be Jackie Hill Perry.
The lesbian.
Good luck. Good luck to you. We're gonna continue to live in our truth and
homosexuals.
Be happy.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
We're gonna continue to be who we are in every way, more beyond our sexual preferences. We are people that deserve to be respected and deserve good friendships and deserve to have whatever kind of relationship with God or the Bible or Christianity that we choose. You don't have to ambassador me, love. You don't have to pray for me. You don't have to pray against me. All I need you to
keep your prayers, actually.
Keep your prayers. All I need you to do is leave me the fuck alone and keep your name, my name, and our life, our community out of your motherfucking mouth. Be who you want to be and stop talking about us. Because we don't need your help. We don't need your advice.
And God doesn't need your help.
And God does
not
need your
help. The same way you found yourself through God, why don't you just let God do the work? If you believe in that, truly, let God do that for somebody else. You are not a vessel for this. You're not. You're confused. Because God has never delivered anyone from homosexuality.
That's never happened.
Never happened.
And it didn't happen for you either.
It didn't. But you can suppress it. That's fine.
Yeah, you have choices. Yeah. You definitely have choices. You can choose.
Because if he did deliver you from it, you wouldn't have sat up there on that man's podcast and said you still have temptations in your marriage. No.
A whole marriage.
Whole marriage. If he was going to deliver you, he would deliver you fully from it. Bye, girl.
Well, we did not mean for this video to be so hostile. Our first conversation was much more measured about this topic. But yeah, I want all the smoke. Just pull up on me and let's go. Let's do it.
Invite us to the podcast.
Let's do it.
So we can have a conversation.
Let's do it.
With y'all.
All right. Peace out.